Hello and welcome to the Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
I'm Tim.
Tim, how am I doing this week? Pretty good. Thanks for asking.
Usually you ask me how I'm doing.
Yeah, but the look of horror in your face when I changed, even just so.
It was confusion. It wasn't horror.
It was horror.
Did you want me to ask you? Like, I'm accustomed to things happening a certain way.
I'm accustomed to a certain way of happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you threw me for a loop, Tom. I don't roll with the punches. I'm not an improv guy, Tom.
Well, you should improve that.
Wow. I can tell you are an improv guy. How was your week, Tom? How are you doing
my
this week?
week's fine. I just wanted to jump to the chase because...
Jump to the chase. You're a little too excited. Slow down.
Because I saw the
words.
craziest thing today. I was on the choo-choo train, the subway.
I know.
And it's pretty hot in the city right now. You know, it's the beginning of summer.
Found summer in the city.
Yeah.
Pac-Man
Nerd. There is a person wearing, see, you know about like people who wear socks with sandals, like Birkenstocks?
Yeah, that's fine.
No, it's not fine.
Shut up. What is this, 1998, and we're making jokes at a barbecue? Check out Doug. He wears socks with sandals. What a dud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this person was wearing, I've never seen this before in my life, Tim, and as you know, I'm an old soul and I've seen a lot of things, but this person was wearing leather socks with sandals.
Leather socks?
Leather socks.
Even without sandals, Tom, I'm confused.
Yeah, leather socks. That's not what leather's for, and that's not what socks are for.
How do you know they were leather socks?
Because I was looking at them, Tim. They were leather. If
So-
they maybe they were imitation leather, but they were definitely meant to.
So that's more like booties.
What's the difference between a booty and a sock? I think booties are just for babies.
I feel like booties have like more heft to them.
No, Tim, there aren't adult booties.
No, well, there are. Before 10 seconds ago, I didn't think there were leather socks.
Yeah, but that doesn't make them booties. You can't go to the department store and be like, where are your adult booties?
Tom,
Booties.
would you ever go to the department store and be like, point me in the direction of your leather socks?
I do that over booties.
I don't know, Tom.
Because booties are for babies.
Well, booties also has a funny name.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want to say that to a clerk,
Yeah.
lest they think
Hey.
it's some sort of hidden camera prank.
Hey, where are your booties?
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're getting hauled away.
Yeah, hey, what'd I say?
Mm.
Booties are for babies because babies can wear shoes. But you know what? You're going to buy shoes for the baby. They're going to grow out of them. And joke's on you because baby can't even walk yet. So no need for shoes.
But then
Get booties.
Then you bronze them.
Yeah.
Do you have bronzed baby shoes?
I don't think I do. My little brother did, I remember.
Man, were you born just before they started bronzing things?
I think so. I was born in the Stone Age. My
Right.
brother was born in the Bronze Age.
Adds up.
My brother also had, when he was a kid, he was pigeon-toed.
Yeah.
And they gave him these shoes that...
Is that an insensitive term now, do you think?
Probably. He was crooked-footed or whatever. He was a cripple.
Crooked-footed, it's fun to say.
Yeah, he was crooked-footed. And they gave him these shoes. He looked like, like when Forrest Gump gets the braces on his legs.
Yeah.
This was like a more medieval version of that. They were just a bar that connected his 2 feet.
Wait, like a baby?
Yeah,
Like
but
a
he
toddler?
was a toddler, so he was old enough to walk a little bit. but
That
he
makes walking harder.
no,
I would
it was
think.
impossible to walk. He just had to wear these shoes that had a bar that pointed both his feet outwards to be like, this is the way feet are.
Right.
And I just remember thinking like, boy, I really wish there were like hooks around so we could hook up my little brother on this. Because he's got a bar connecting his 2 feet. He's asking for it.
Right. I got a question, Tom.
Uh-huh.
What was the stitching like on these leather socks?
It was what do you call that kind of stitching where like you can't really see it?
Hidden stitch.
Hidden stitch. It was a hidden stitch.
An Inviso stitch.
An Inviso stitch right down the middle of the booty. So it looked like, I couldn't see the whole thing because there was, lucky for me, there was a sandal. I could see more than I would have in a shoe or a sneaker. Because at first I was like, oh, those are weird weird sneakers. Then I gave him another look, and I was like, those aren't sneakers at all. That's a leather sock inside a sandal.
You're right, Tom. If I see somebody with leather on their foot, I'm thinking that's not a sock, that's a shoe.
No. Yeah.
That's a flimsy shoe. And, Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, you know all the latest sneaker technology, despite doing very little exercising.
Well, the technology hasn't caught up yet.
Haven't they, enough for you to actually use sneakers? Yep. Haven't they recently introduced within the last few years those sneakers that basically are barefoot sneakers?
Oh, the toe socks? The toe sneakers?
No, not the toe sneakers. Like, I think Nike or Reebok came out with a thing that was just like, this is so thin, it's like running barefoot or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Do you think this is like the loafer version of that? Like, it's a leather shoe so thin that it's like you're not even wearing dress shoes.
Tim, I can't be clearer than I'm being. They were socks. They were leather socks.
I just don't think that's possible,
because
Tom.
There was they were as simple as can be and so tight to the foot and so thin that the foot still fit within a...
How thick was this leather then?
Pretty thin, and it fit within the sandal.
How thin can you get leather, Tom?
Here's what made them socks and not shoes, Tim. It didn't have like a heel. It didn't have a sole. The whole thing was the same material. That makes it a sock.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, you don't go to the store and be like, hey, can I buy some leather shoes? And they give you a shoe that's 100% leather with no soles whatsoever. You'd be slipping and sliding all over the place.
Well, Tom, I don't know what to...
Well, maybe you just have to accept it. Look, Tim, I know it's a hard thing to understand. I was looking at him and I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, well, you're expecting me to accept this on faith.
Yeah, well,
I'm trusting your word.
I'm trying to give you
notoriously unreliable narrator.
I'm trying to give you as honest of a first-person narrative as I can of what happened.
So, how did you see the bottom of the soles if they were in some Tevas or some Birkenstocks?
I couldn't see the bottom, but I could see enough. I could see where the leather curved under the foot that I could tell there was not a sole under there.
Really wish you were a Subway pervert, Tom, because I really want to know what they smelled like, because I don't believe that these are leather.
Well, Tim, careful what you wish for. You could see the contact the foot was making with the sandal, that there was no sole to the leather socks. It was too close for there to have been
had no soul. That man. Was
it
a man or a woman?
You know, I didn't notice. I was so
That's fair.
fixated
that
I noticed nothing else about the person. I should have, because who knows what other contraptions they had on.
You know what? I think I'm working towards the phase in my life where if that happens and I'm alone on the subway, I'm going to try to strike up a conversation.
They were one person over. And also, I was very distracted by a man across from me.
This is a freak show train you were on.
I swear to God, I got off the train. I looked up on my phone, like, what's going on today? Like, I thought the circus was in town, because I'm sitting.
I Googled, is this a dream? Is this all a terrible nightmare?
I'm sitting on the subway, and the person sitting across from me is wearing a hat that just says 9/11 and is sitting across from me, but in a seat he brought.
Whoa.
Yeah. He was not sitting on one of the subway supplied seats. He had brought his own seat.
Not even like never forget 9/11, just like...
I think it said Ground Zero 9/11.
Okay, well that was a guy...
oh, well, that's a very acceptable hat.
Well, just 9/11 is a little too ambiguous for my
Ground Zero 9/11. And Tim, again, he brought his own seat. He brought like a collapsible seat that he was sitting on.
I think that's the smartest move I've seen all summer.
No, I was mostly in awe, because I was like, wow, one guy has got a great summer idea, bring your own seat everywhere. The other person's got the worst summer idea, wear leather socks.
Yeah, least breathable material.
Yeah. So, and these people knew each other.
No.
Yeah, they were.
Well, you're burying the lead.
Yeah,
here,
no,
Tom.
they were all like part of.
This was a scam, Tom.
No, they were all part of like a family.
What?
Yeah.
Right,
they were tourists. There was something going on. I don't know.
No, no tourist brings their own seat on the subway.
It was a collapsible seat.
Oh,
it was one of those like camping seats.
this gets curiouser and curiouser.
I
Tom.
should have just abandoned my plans and
Yeah.
followed these people.
Yeah, I mean,
See how
you
far the
might
rabbit
not-
hat the rabbit hat goes.
Yeah. Wait.
Rabbit hole. See, yeah. How was your week?
It's fine.
Please don't sneeze on the show. Tim, we're supposed to get to the topic at hand, but you know what? You came in with something. I said, I've got a little something to talk about. Then we'll talk about your thing. And it turned out my thing was
You thought the little something would be leather socks, and that
Yeah,
we'd just be,
it's
you'd be
just
like,
that
I
I-
saw leather socks, and I'd be like, okay, well, anyway.
It's just that I saw something, and then we just took a quick break here, and you said, it's fine. We don't have to talk about the horse accident I saw. What? Of course we have to talk about the horse accident you saw.
Yeah, I saw a horse accident, but Tom,
Uh-huh.
let me tell you something.
Yeah.
This is not a funny story. I went to the horse track, Tom.
Oh, were you by yourself?
No, that's not the sad part.
Oh, okay.
I went with a number of people. I went to I bet on the ponies, Tom.
Uh-huh.
And I'll tell you,
Did you bet they would have an accident?
no.
What are the odds that one was going to have an
No,
accident?
Tom. Honestly, this is why I didn't want to tell it, because I almost burst into tears twice at the horse race, and guess what?
What?
I won $100
Wow.
at the track.
But the
track.
guilt of how you won that $100 betting that
A
a horse
little
would
bit.
have an
It was
accident.
fine. It was a lovely day. The weather was lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I kept winning. I was hitting the exacta race after race.
What the hell's the exacta?
You choose who comes in first and who comes in second.
And that's exacta? I would think the exacta is you pick everything.
No, I mean you're getting caught up.
Is that the perfecto?
There's no perfecto.
Then what's the perfecto mundo?
Oh, the perfecto mundo is everything.
Oh, okay.
Perfecto, Tom. I don't know where you got that.
You said exacto.
Exacta
Exacta.
and the trifecta.
And what's that? Pick all three?
Yeah, top 3, baby.
All
and
right.
guess what? Guess what's next? Superfecta.
Not quadfecta?
No. It's the highest you can go. It's the highest level.
Wow.
So anyway, everything was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But then the last race, I was literally saying goodbye to everybody. Okay, I'm gonna get going after this race.
Yeah, go blow my $100.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go buy horse figurines at the gift shop. That's where they always get me at the track.
Yeah,
Tom.
that's
I'm
why
always
they
like,
make you exit through the gift shop.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm always come home.
Maybe just one horse figurine.
Yeah, and guess what? I wind up spending $150 on horse figurines.
How much? How much were the horse figurines?
Were
Were they specific horses?
I didn't.
Were they the horses in the races?
I would imagine if they're selling horse figurines, they're famous horses
From history.
History.
So you got Warhorse in there.
Yeah.
You got
Secretariat,
Seabiscuit,
Seabiscuit,
Mr. Ed.
Secretariat. Fun fact:
Mm-hmm.
4 hearts.
Didn't have 4 hearts.
I think
it
so.
had a big heart.
No, I think it had 4
No,
hearts, and that's why
he
it's.
had the biggest heart because he was so loving.
Is that what they said?
No, I think they were like his biggest heart, so he can run faster.
Well, anyway, Tom,
Did they have Mr. Ed stuff in there? Mr. Ed apparel?
No, and I talked to the manager.
Good.
And I said, "Look, I got enough Mr. Ed merchandise to last me.
It's not for
5
me.
lifetimes. I'm saying for you, the poor shopkeep here at Belmont Racetrack.
Yeah. Look, I just don't want the kids growing up without knowing who Mr. Ed is.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is.
Alongside the horse figurines, I have a lot of questions about this. Did they have horse action figures?
Not that I saw, Tom. I wasn't
They have any
really
kind of
fixated.
horse toys. And let me clarify: not toys for horses, horse toys for children. Not
Like
a horse, not a toy
like
a
a
horse
salt
would.
lick that a kid could
Nope,
lick.
nope. That's not exactly. That's exactly what I didn't mean, Tim.
Okay.
I meant horse themed toys for children, not a horse lifestyle, but just horses.
Like,
they
what
have
would
toys shaped and looking like a horse.
The figurines, Tom. The
No,
aforementioned.
no, Tim. With some kind of action, some kind of I can move
Not
their
that-
legs.
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm so mad because Look, when I was a kid and you would go somewhere and there were figurines, you were like, great, figurines are very close to action figures. Surely they have some action figures here too. Nope, never the case. Never the case. So close. Just add a few joints in there and it's an action figure and everybody's happy.
You know how expensive it is to add just one joint?
No, Tim, I have no idea how expensive it is because I asked you how much these horse figurines were and you didn't know.
I didn't know, Tom.
What were they made of? Pewter?
I don't know. I was very distracted, Tom. I just it was seriously the most emotionally trying day I've had in a very long time.
Just going through a horse gift shop? Why? Because you couldn't afford anything?
I've had enough of you belittling me just because I can't afford all the horse figurines that I'd love to.
Well, I'm just saying, Tim, if you weren't so jealous of all the horse figurines I have.
Well, you have some lovely horse figurines.
Thank you.
No, I was getting ready to leave.
And no, I'm not going to take them out of the packages so we can play with them.
The last race that I was seeing,
mm-hmm.
and I was going back and forth because I was winning big all day, and I was like, you know what? I made like a big show of like, I am not betting on this race, right? Mm-hmm. And then I was like,
you're winning big. You said you won $100.
Yeah, I started out with like $10.
All right.
Yeah. You get a return on that, Tom. Do it.
Yeah.
10 times return. And I was actually up to like $150 at this point.
Oh, wow, what a high roller.
Yeah, exactly,
Surprised
Tom.
they didn't let you guess the horses or whatever high rollers get to do there.
Tom, all I'm saying is I was just very good at this.
Okay.
It's fine. And I'm never going back to the racetrack ever again because of what I saw. So anyway, I was making a big show. I will not bet on the 7th race because I'm done for the day. I'm being smart. And then, like, I said something like, if I were you, to my girlfriend. I was like, if I were you, I'd bet the 4, 7, 8 trifecta or whatever.
Were you leaving your girlfriend at the horse track, Tim?
No.
I feel like that's, like, some days somebody's going to be like, when did you know Tim wasn't the one for you? Well, this one time he left me at the horse track.
I mean, full disclosure, I only see her when I'm at the track. She lives at the track.
Oh, so she's like a horse track girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She
people have like a work wife and a horse track girlfriend.
Exactly. So anyway,
this isn't the girlfriend you live with. This is a different girl. That's your horse track
when
girlfriend.
I go to the track.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was, and I wound up betting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I bet the wrong numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So like I convinced my girlfriend to like bet the numbers that I meant to
Were you
bet.
trying to manipulate the odds?
Yeah, I was trying to do something. And I got so wrapped up in this, and none of my horses came in, and I was like a little like bummed, and I was like, how stupid. Man, now I'm out an extra $20. Now I'm... And then the horses are crossing the finish line, and like the first or second place horse...
And you could already see that the ones you wanted, they were too far
Right,
back.
Exactly. So I'm just like, all right, I gotta get out of here. Enough of this. Whatever. I'm gonna cash out. Get out of here. And then this first or second horse trips as it's crossing the finish line. The jockey falls off. The horse falls down, and then all the other horses come.
Yeah.
And it was
like a horse stampede.
The most horrific thing I've ever seen. Because I'm just like, you're just watching because it seems like it's happening in slow motion.
Right.
But it's all these like really fast horses coming and just running over this other horse and this man.
Right.
And I'm just like, am I watching a man and a horse get trampled to death?
Yeah.
And then somebody else falls off their horse.
Yeah.
And there's another horse down. And like it's just mayhem, and it's just freaking silent. After everybody's like, number six, oh no, 7's coming from behind. And then all of a sudden just like silent. And like,
and you just hear somebody like, oh, no.
Like honestly, like, and then silence because all the horses pass, and then the second jockey and horse get up and like walk away or something. But then there's just a man and a horse lying on the ground, and everybody's silent. And everybody's just like, oh,
what do we do now?
Shit. And then it dawns on everybody that like,
oh, we gotta hide the bodies.
Not even that.
Before the cops come.
It was just like we were all just betting on. Like I had money on this, and I was like upset at this horse. and this man.
Well, it sounds like you got your wish, Tim.
The ambulance came, and the horse ambulance came, and like I was like, oh shit, and like, I'm like, did I just watch a death happen? And like, I feel like I'm gonna cry. And the jockey, after he's surrounded by a bunch of people, like gets up
He's
and
like,
walks
I'm okay.
around. Yeah, Tom, that's not. This really.
They're little guys.
Tom,
You said he was fine.
Yeah, but still, you don't know that. You didn't.
You just said he
you
got
had
up.
that joke locked and loaded, though.
No, it just came to me.
Concerned. It's concerning, Tom. But the horse
Uh-huh.
is just lying there, and like the grandstands are only on one side,
Right.
at the finish line.
Yeah, nobody wants to.
So there's all these presumably horse doctors, not doctors who are horses,
Of course not.
doctors who work on horses. But and I'm like, that's horse. So I say to like, well, I was just like, all right, let's see how this goes. And then they pull out this giant screen
Yeah, that's when they're going to put the horse down.
and just walk it out. And I was
so
like,
people don't have to watch it.
oh, no. And,
Yeah.
because it's like 2016, you think they'd figure out a more elegant way to do this? Like,
Or just a way to fix a horse's broken leg.
yeah. So, I look
A
at
more elegant way. What, like an app?
No, just like a way that you can like not have to murder a horse in front of 10,000 people.
That's
And
what
by
the
the way-
screen's for.
And by the way, on the racetrack like Jumbotron,
Yeah.
they're on a loop replaying this horrible horse accident.
Yeah, well, in case somebody was in the bathroom, they're like, what's the tent for? Oh, look at the screen.
Oh God! So I look at my girlfriend with like tears in my eyes. I was like, "Let's go cash out our winnings," but not like that. Like just to be like let's go take a walk. Let's
Yeah.
not. And we get inside and we get to the machine. We're trying to figure out the machines, how to cash out from them. And then I hear the biggest cheer I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And I go back out there and everybody's screaming their heads off. This horse is walking around.
Yeah.
And they're pulling back the screen. And it's like, oh, holy shit. Okay.
Did they pull back the screen and there was a man dead with a gunshot wound?
Yeah. Well,
He did it.
no.
2 men enter. One man, 1 horse
Yeah.
enters.
So no, I think they wouldn't put a screen up in front of that. You know,
No,
wanna
you
see
pay.
that. Yeah.
Well, maybe they put a screen up and they're like, it costs more extra to
yeah.
get in here.
Yeah. So yeah. And then like tears of joy, man. That was
Yeah.
great. And so this horse was fine. It was walking around.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great. And I won $100. Then I went to work on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about this, and a coworker was like, "Oh yeah. No, definitely. What happened to that horse is they shot him full of adrenaline so he'd get up so they could walk him out, and that
Yeah,
horse is
Tim,
dead
that's
now."
the more elegant solution that you want.
Right.
Give the crowd what they want.
Yeah.
They'll be
So-
real. They'll think everything's fine.
But I don't think that happened. I think this horse is alive and well.
Yeah.
And
They probably went to the farm. They probably, ladies and gentlemen, this horse will now go to the farm upstate.
So I'm never going back to the horse track. That's it. That's I never want to see a bunch of horses fall down again. This week's episode is brought to you by Blue Apron. For less than $10 per meal, Blue Apron delivers seasonal recipes along with pre-portioned ingredients to make delicious, home-cooked meals. You know about this, Tom, right?
Yeah.
You know about this, of course, because we both tried it.
Yeah.
I was skeptical.
Yeah. You've been skeptical about the Blue Apron.
Yeah,
But,
because I'm a guy. You don't cook very often.
No.
I kind of cook.
yeah,
often,
and you
so I'm
think
just
like, oh, no, I can.
Yeah. I'm a dinner making hipster.
Yes.
Right. I had a great experience. Everything comes like you don't have to think about it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's super clear instructions, and like they kind of they just make it very easy. Tom, you use it a lot, right?
Yeah, everything's already portioned out, so you don't need to like really measure what it is, and everything's like very seasonal and very creative meals.
Yeah. They
That's my big thing. That I can kind of cook for myself a little bit, but and I'm not necessarily a picky eater, but I'm not very creative when I cook. Like
Right.
if I go to the store, I'm like, I'll just. Chicken. What goes with chicken? Rice.
Yeah.
And then I'll just be like, I'll just have grilled chicken and rice.
And you'd never be like, oh, I'll put a cumin and like paprika mix on
yeah,
this thing. Yeah,
no,
whatever.
and I'll roast it in this.
Exactly. And Tom, I'll tell you this much. The ingredients are better than I'm used to getting at the, because I'm not gonna go to every time the freaking organic grocery store and spend all
go
that
to the
money.
farmer's market every week.
Blue Apron knows that when you cook with incredible ingredients, Tom, you make incredible meals. So they set the highest quality standards for their community of artisanal suppliers, family-run farms, fisheries, and ranchers. Whether it's Japanese ramen noodles, wild-caught Alaskan salmon, or heirloom tomatoes, Blue Apron is bringing you the best.
Yeah.
No, the ingredients were now in my own words, the ingredients were good.
I made cod cake sandwiches, Tim.
Yeah, I made some chicken.
I would never
and
make
roasted
cod cake.
You don't even know what cod cake is.
It's just like crab cake, but with cod.
Yeah,
It was
now
delicious.
You know. Now you
but
know. You learned.
I go to the store and I look at the fish section, and I like fish. I
And
like
you're just
seafood.
Like, it stinks in here.
I'm just no. I look at it. I'm like, I don't know the first thing to do with any of this stuff. But
Yeah.
this, they tell you what to do, and they give you the sides that go with it to make and everything.
They got Oh, Tom, you like this kind of stuff. This is what it's available in July. Creamy shrimp fettuccine with sautéed green beans and spinach.
Yeah.
Sweet chili chicken with Tinkerbell peppers.
What?
Yeah, that's a thing. Magical, I think.
Yeah.
Green beans and jasmine rice. Spiced steak and tomato avocado salad with creamy cone cabbage and red onion slaw. These are words that I know, but I
Right.
never thought to like make.
Never
things.
thought you
Yeah.
could do it.
Yeah, exactly. So check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/everything. You'll love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron, so don't wait. That's blueapron.com/everything. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Hold on.
Yeah.
3 meals free
Yeah.
with free shipping. Even if you're skeptical, as I was, these people are going to send you free
Food. And it's very easy to cancel. Like
Yeah.
it's cancel or pause or anything like
Yeah.
that. Like it's not one of these like, now we got you.
But try it because they're going to give you free. You have to buy food anyway.
Yeah.
Buy the best food. Have them send it to you and support the show. Blueapron.com/everything. And Blue Apron, a better way to cook.
Tim, this week we're talking about golf, the game of gentlemen. Should we do the whole thing like we're commentating on a golf match?
I don't know what you're talking about, Tom.
You've never watched golf on TV where they go, coming up to the green is a famous golfer.
I watch golf on TV, but I mute it and I listen to my Yanni CDs.
Wow, it sounds very relaxing.
Yeah. Well, no, it can be exciting sometimes. Yanni live at the Acropolis.
That's
Yeah.
the Acropolis theme song. I always get Yanni and Rafi confused.
Well, they're one-named guys ending in I.
Yeah, but they couldn't be more different, night and day.
Yeah.
Between
and I
the
think
two
you
of
want to
them?
say
Rafi. I knew a Rafi. That's why I'm saying
Yeah,
it that
well,
way.
you didn't know
He
Rafi.
spelled it the same way. I
That's-
don't think he did, but.
Okay, anyway.
Tim, we're talking about golf. Have you ever been golfing?
I have been golfing. Have you?
I've been too.
I probably haven't
That's
been
it
golfing.
for this week.
I haven't been golfing in probably 15 years.
15 years. So you were a boy golfer and now you're a man?
Yeah, and now I'm a non-golfing man.
Oh, okay. So you got all out of your system when you were a boy.
I was just really bad at it.
Yeah, it's a hard sport. It's a frustrating sport.
Yeah.
You're trying to hit something really tiny into a very tiny place with a very inaccurate object.
Right. I'm an impatient person.
A good walk wasted, right? Am I right? You ever read that on a golf thing?
Yeah.
Golf Digest every month.
Yeah, that's the cover story every month.
So you point out that you're impatient.
Yeah.
So what are you impatient about with golf? What bothers you? Because I have something that bothers me about it, but I don't think it's the same thing.
I don't like going golfing with other people and waiting for them to take their turns.
You know what, Tim? I take it back. Mine's pretty similar. It's not that, and it's not necessarily an impatient thing. It's that when you go golfing, you say you play 9 holes or 18 holes.
Yeah, that's standard.
Yeah. Or anywhere in between. I get very stressed out at the idea that there's somebody behind me playing golf.
Oh, yeah.
And there's somebody ahead of me playing golf.
Yeah.
Nope. No, thank you. I don't think I like anyone watching me do anything.
That's true. 100%.
Right?
Yep.
Like, I'll talk to people all day.
You won't, but I understand
You
theoretically
understand
what
the
you're saying. Yeah,
sentiment.
exactly.
But I don't want somebody to watch me open a can of soda.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to watch me do anything, especially something I'm either A, not good at, rare, or B, inexperienced at.
Or that requires precision, right? You don't want to be
Requires precision and concentration.
Tom, I'm an excellent parallel parker.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean.
Oh, but you don't
I
want somebody
some
to watch
crappy
it.
family on their stoop sitting there laughing,
Oh,
waiting
God.
for me to fail just so somebody can be like, "Oh, he's doing it. This is how you really do it."
Yeah.
Shut up, Antonio. I know you're a better parallel parker than me, but that doesn't mean I'm not good at parallel
Right.
parking.
You just don't like being watched.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody behind me pushing me, but at the same time, God forbid I get done with a hole before the person in
Yeah,
front
like,
of
"Hey,
me.
Grandma, what the hell?"
Then I'll just be like, Tim, I don't need to tell you that I waste so much time. I waste so much time in everything I do. But if I'm golfing and somebody's ahead of me, I say this like I go golfing every weekend. But if I'm golfing and the person ahead of me is not done, I have to wait. It feels like I've got 6 months to live, and now this person is stealing my life from me.
Right.
So
And also the anxiety of like, well, now he's backing me up, and now the people behind
Oh,
me are
and
gonna
they're
come
gonna
up,
think
and
it's
they're gonna
my
blame
fault.
me. Yeah.
and there's not an easy way to communicate. Maybe there is. Maybe you can just leave a note at the right where the what do you call that? Where you take off
The T.
the T. Maybe you
This is
can.
gonna be a long episode. When's the last time you've been golfing?
You're talking about the back nine.
Yeah, the back 9 or the front 9 even.
Whoa, come on! It's not that kind of show. Ooh.
It must be like 15 years
Yeah,
ago.
it's probably about that. But I have been, the two, you take golf and you split it into 2 sports, and it is a driving range and putt-putt.
Right.
And those I've done.
I like mini golf way more than I like actual
Mini golf, putt-putt to the layman.
I don't like when people call it putt-putt.
Putt-putt.
It's like baby
Oh,
talk.
are you one of these ding-dongs that calls it table tennis instead of ping pong?
No, ping pong's fine.
Ping pong putt-putt. That's fun. Table tennis, miniature golf. I play miniature
No, okay,
golf.
well, but what about putt-putt versus mini golf?
Mini golf's okay. I feel like it's a half measure, you know?
Putt-putt is like when adults, instead of saying like, I gave my kid their pacifier because when they go, I gave him my binky. I gave him his binky. Shut up. I'm a grown-up. I know. Don't say the word binky to another grown-up. Yeah, if you want your garbage kid to call it a binky, yeah, use that stupid language of that. Say it's pacifier. I know what it is. It's a pacifier.
Yeah, but that's also very authoritarian of like, I had to pacify them, so I gave them the tool for that.
All right, or
the
it's like,
pacifier.
I made Connor put on his jammies.
Yeah.
Like just pajamas. Say friggin' pajamas. Don't say
PJs.
jammies to me.
PJs. What about
Yeah.
PJs?
Or nightshirt.
Nightshirt. Nightshirt sounds like that kid's gonna go out and murder somebody.
No, nightshirt. You wear the nightshirt and the nightcap.
A nightcap, sure. Why aren't people putting their kids in nightcaps?
I don't know. Why are we not wearing nightcaps?
All these are good questions. So many parents are like, oh, look at they subject their kids to so many dumb things just because they're cute. Put a nightcap on your kid, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, how hard is it?
Instagram written all over it.
Kids love wearing hats.
I don't know.
Kids love hats.
Eh,
Kids, well, they especially love hats when like you get to the age of like you can't wear a hat in school.
Right, that's true.
Tell you what, you can't wear a hat in school, but guess where you can wear one? Dreamland.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they made here's another thing. They made a lot of changes to what you can do with kids. Like
What?
No, what I mean is there's a, like you when you put a baby in a crib,
Mm-hmm.
there can be nothing in that crib. These days,
Yeah.
it's like put your kid to sleep on a wooden board.
Yeah. Put him
Right?
in this test tube.
Yeah, which is fine
Uh-huh.
because I know older people they're talking about like
They're
the
like, put a laundry bag in there.
well
The kids can't get bored?
right, the generation before us is like now that like our friends and family, like
Mhm.
our peers are having kids, you'll see a lot of their parents be like, you know what? It was fine to put you in a crib with all this stuff and without all this safety stuff. Oh, you had to buy this fancy new crib that has all these safety features.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine for you. And it was like,
No.
yeah, well, they did this for a reason. Kids died.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't die doesn't mean that, like, a bunch of other kids didn't die. It's
Yeah.
not like my kid
Some
not to
some
die.
kid who could be could have been my wife, but died in the crib.
Exactly. It's just like that whole thing, like, oh, well, it's fine for us. It's like, well, there's a reason. There's a reason progress happens.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, nobody with like a kid who died in the crib is like, oh, now they've got these fancy cribs.
So anyway.
It was fine for. Oh no, it wasn't. I forgot about
Yeah.
Michael.
You didn't have to put a name to it. Jeepers creepers, Tom.
We were talking about golf.
Yeah, sure.
So you like putt-putt. You like miniature golf. You know what?
Miniature golf.
Miniature golf. I used to like miniature golf. I used to like putt-putt. I don't think I like it anymore.
Because you got bad at it because you're too shaky.
I'm not not bad at it. B, I'm not shaky. I don't know. The thrill is gone for me in miniature golf.
That's understandable. You're a grown adult.
Yeah, I guess
I
that's
mean,
part of it. I mean,
You
that
do own
hasn't
a lot of toys.
yeah, it hasn't applied to any other part of my life. You know, I think I went to like a few really good miniature golf places, and it spoiled me. Once you got some like really fun ones with like a loop-de-loop and like, you know.
There are some really terribly maintained mini golf courses.
I think that's what it is, that they're just not maintained well.
Especially, we grew up on Long Island.
Yeah.
Long Island's got some horrible mini golf courses.
And it doesn't make any sense because those mini golf courses bring in a fortune.
Yeah, just
There's-
do like how much does a loop to loop cost? Like a freaking ramp that goes through like $100. If it gets all dented up and like just buy another one.
How much would it cost to re-turf every couple of years
Yeah,
so that the balls don't get stuck or
we
whatever?
should open a mini golf course.
Oh, if I open a mini golf course, that would
It would go out of business because I'd be returfing it every day.
I'd be returning every day. No, I'd have like a lot of there'd be a lot of maintenance. I'd have a lot of Rube Goldberg-esque
Yeah.
contraptions.
But then
like-
at what point is it not the golf ball? You know? Is it not golf? Is it not skill? Right?
No,
'Cause,
there
like,
would
if
still be
you're-
skill, but
if
it's like you
you're-
have to get into this, and then once it's in there, the contraption takes care of the rest.
Right, but it's like a game of mousetrap, Tom. All you do is roll the dice and get to the place so you could start the mousetrap.
Yeah.
But it's not you haven't done the mousetrap. Like if you putt and you have to
It's still
knock
how
the
many-
candle that will burn the string that
Yeah.
will
Oh.
drop the thing that'll scare the chicken that'll lay the egg, right?
Mm-hmm.
At some point, like, this is not golf anymore, everybody.
It's still golf because like
There's a chicken.
No, but that shot's not going to be that easy. And you know, if you get the egg into the hole, that doesn't count. You still got to get the golf ball in the hole.
Yeah, but what happens to the golf ball, Tom? Where does the golf ball go once it hits the candle?
A lot of those mini golf, like the last hole, it goes in a hole and you can't get it back.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
I always
That
thought,
always fascinated me.
yeah, I always thought it was like an intricate thing that like shot it back into like
Yeah.
the booth in the front.
What is it? It's not?
No, it just goes into the it just goes into a box They
And
empty
then
the box.
how do they get to the box though?
It's like locked, or there's like a door in the thing.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. And a
Yeah.
man goes inside there and gets
Probably, presumably, a teen.
Well, let's change gears here for a minute, Tim. What about the old long range, the old driving range?
We shouldn't drink beer. It's summertime. This is a boozy podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
everybody.
talking about a topic we don't know that much about. I do know a lot about because my grandparents lived on a golf course. They retired on a golf course. I'm not saying just because they golf so much.
They
I'm
couldn't
saying
afford a house.
their house was on a golf course, which was the craziest thing to me because there were always golf balls going through their porch screen.
No, that's crap.
Yeah. B, there were always golf balls in their pool,
Right.
but that was kind of neat. I liked that as a kid.
You know, diving for them.
Well, also when I was a kid, I thought like if I could go and find lost golf balls, I was like, man, you know what? I should probably drop out of school and I could just do this for a living.
I don't understand the logic, but
Well, because you could go and sell the golf balls back to the clubhouse, and then they would sell them.
Okay.
So, you know,
Can't lose proposition.
do the
if you
math,
ask me,
Tim.
yeah.
And-
I've done it, and it checks out.
Well, I didn't do the math when I was a kid, and it doesn't check out. That was also the place where I got chased by an alligator.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Tom.
Mm-hmm.
My father golfs a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't I still don't care for it. I'd love to be able to be like, hey, I'm
Hey,
gonna go
Pops,
out.
let's
yeah,
go-
let's
let's
go hit
go-
the links.
Yeah, let's go do the back nine.
Right, but I'm just really bad at it, and I was like, I don't want to be like, hey, Dad, why don't we go do a thing and like you'll see me at my worst.
Yeah.
I'll say all the words that you brought me up not to say.
And then you'll try and give me some pointers, and I will try to follow them and not follow them, and it'll be frustrating for everyone.
And then you'll try to gently tell me again these pointers.
And I'll explode.
And I will snap at you, and eventually, we'll. Long story short, the car ride home will be silent and weird.
Yeah. But the driving range. You ever go to the driving range?
Yeah, but
Drive a few home?
I just don't have that.
Strength, muscles,
Yeah, or like I don't know.
charisma.
I just don't have what it takes to hit it very far. It's not fun. And I don't like that whole like, oh, now the golf cart's out there collecting the balls. Let's try to hit the golf cart.
What, you don't like violence?
It's like if
You
the
don't like
only,
violence against a strange child?
yeah, if the only
Not
way that
strange, just
Right.
strange, unknown.
right, if the most fun part is like, let's try to like freak out this teenager.
Who's not freaked out? Who doesn't give a shit
Yeah.
and
yeah.
is used to it?
I hit the golf cart a lot, though. I guess I was pretty accurate with my drives, but not if it was far away.
Right. And you needed a person
Like-
there to aim at.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, get this freaking guy. I'll show him.
Out there driving your car.
Mm.
My grandma got hit in the head with a golf club. Golf club. She got hit in the head. It was a very
Like-
brutal clubhouse fight. No, got hit in the head with a golf ball, and man, I just remember as a very little kid, she got like a cauliflower ear from it.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, it looked like it hurt. I think it did something to her too. I don't know. I just
Probably.
remember as a kid not hearing all the details,
She,
but thinking.
she spoke Spanish for the second half of your life.
But let me tell you, Tim, the best part of golf, certainly the best part of golf that I remember from being a kid and going and playing golf with my grandparents, driving the golf cart.
Hell yeah.
And I would argue to this day, still the best part of golfing.
Yeah.
I hear about I have cousins that golf a lot, and like a lot of times they like walk the course, which is good because that's like exercise and it makes it like an actual sport.
And like you get to appreciate, like, it's more meditative that way.
Right. Yeah. You're getting time between the holes. You're thinking about
Right.
I mean, for people who are bad at golf, it's probably just more time to think like, I hate this.
Yeah.
I hate this. I'm not good at this. Is frustrating. But driving the golf cart, so much fun.
Yeah. I mean, especially before, when I was golfing, it was before I could.
Same here.
Yeah.
And nothing better. I remember when we were like in high school, I think I went to like orientation for like the golf team.
Yeah.
And
There was a golf team in our high school?
yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you why you never heard about it, Tim. No golf carts.
Ah.
I found that out like during orientation. I was like, I have one question. How come you didn't bring up the golf carts?
Yeah.
I'm like, there are no golf carts. I was like, oh, I'll see myself out. Not interested then.
I had a summer job where I worked for like the village parks and highway department.
Yeah.
And they gave us a golf cart to like tool around on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great.
Yeah.
It was the best. And then we walked by the golf shop in our town because there was a golf shop.
Yeah.
And it said golf carts, like $60.
$60.
And we were just like, oh, man. So we walked in.
Uh-huh.
We were like, hey, I see you have golf carts. And this smug doof, this smug a-hole
Uh-huh.
at the golf shop, it's like, oh, yeah, certainly. We have golf carts for $60. And we're like, oh, can we buy
Can
one?
I have one?
Yeah. He's like, sure. Let me show it to you. And then he just pulled out like this thing, like just like a dolly, like
A cart to hold
yeah,
your...
and it had two
that.
wheels. And it was like, this guy knew what we were asking.
Yeah.
And he was just like, is this how you get your jollies, golf shop man?
Yeah. Meanwhile, you had dreams in your head of driving to school every day in a little golf cart.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, got this baby for $60.
Yeah. The hell? I mean,
That's
this guy's freaking
How big
attitude.
was this sign?
Oh, it was the biggest sign in the
that's
window.
false advertising. I hope you went to the Bear Business
I
Bureau.
burned down his stupid
Whoa,
business.
I mean, that's too far, I think,
Killed
Tim.
his dog.
Oh, I don't know if you deserve that just for...
Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah,
I
hey,
don't think he was even playing a trick. It was just false advertising.
screwed with the wrong guy. It wasn't even false
Was
advertising.
that what you told him on the way out? Like, listen, buddy, you just screwed with the wrong teenager.
Yeah. You know what?
Like, I already bought this can of gasoline in anticipation of driving that cart out of there. Now I guess I'll just have to find something else to use it for.
This is what really gets my goat.
Mm-hmm.
It's the attitude. Like, if you sum up what makes me not want to pursue golf, it's the attitude of
Anyone who
most
plays golf.
of the golfers, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to paint everybody with this brush because they're good people out there.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I'm afraid of the
People
foursome
behind
me
Uh-huh.
is because traditionally they're jerks. Right?
Yeah.
And it's
Probably rich, too.
right. It's this kind of sport that has that is very popular with people who are condescending
Yeah.
and successful and rich and impatient and self-important. And so it's like, yeah, I don't want to have to deal with those people ever in any capacity.
Which
so
is-
like I stay away from where they congregate.
Which is funny because, like, the sport requires, like, the opposite of all those things. It
What do you-
requires you to be patient
Right.
and
But-
thoughtful and...
Right. You know what their thinking is? I think the is like well, I want a hobby that takes up like the most space as possible
so
because
can
I
get away from the old
deserve
lady.
No, because I deserve the most space.
Yeah.
Like I'm not confined to a court or a pitch,
right.
like the soccer pitch.
Yeah.
No, I deserve to have sprawling hills and
Yeah.
waterfalls and
chop
lakes
down
and-
all the trees.
yeah, and spend millions to irrigate it. Waste all this great water. Yeah,
Make it hilly, but not too hilly.
yeah. And I'd like a young man to carry my things for me.
Yeah.
Caddying. Oh God, if I had to caddy
Mhm.
when I was a teenager,
Yeah.
I would have lost my mind. I would have run away. I'd be riding the rails to this day, Tom.
Why? You just wouldn't like
I
to...
want some guy or no, I said sandwich.
I said sandwich.
Yeah, I'm headed of a roast beef sandwich.
I said sandwich, you nincompoop. You've done that on every hole. And this has a bite in it. Sorry. Yeah, this is what I imagine every single exchange between a golfer and a caddy goes. That the golfer goes up to the caddy and goes, what do you think I should use on this hole? Maybe a 7? No, you idiot, an 8. And then that's it. And that's that person is just there for them to ask advice and then immediately dismiss it.
I need someone lower in class than me that I can dress down at any time.
Yeah. And then after I use like the 8 instead of the 7, I can go back and be like, why'd you tell me to use the 8, you dummy? I should have used the 7. I knew it. I shouldn't have never listened to you.
Tom?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen Caddyshack.
You've never seen Caddyshack?
No
I think
interest.
I've seen Caddyshack 2 a lot more than the first Caddyshack. That's another thing. It's got a lot of people that I like, and I like the movie. I mean, as a kid, I wanted more of the Gopher. But that I feel like that brought up like another generation of like jerk offs.
Yeah,
like a different
definitely.
type of like, oh, I'm different. I'm like a Caddyshack type golfer. And it's like, nah, you're an even worse type of jerk. Because guess what? You're just like that, and you're also a loudmouth.
Right.
But yeah, driving the cart's a lot of fun.
Driving. I hated the etiquette. And the one thing that should be fun is putting because of, as you call it, putt-putt.
Right.
Can I read to you? This is why I freaking hate golf. Because, like, you know, they're teaching me. By the way, I'm a lefty.
Yeah.
Right? So,
you golf lefty too?
Yeah, I golf lefty.
Because I'm a lefty, but I bat and righty.
Yeah, but what about golf?
Did I say I righty?
You said you bat and righty.
So that would make me not a lefty.
Wait, you righty?
No, I righty. That's why I identify as a lefty.
Okay.
But I do sports righty.
You're a soft left.
Oh, good. Hey.
It's true, Tom.
It's not true.
What do you mean?
It's not true,
You
Tim.
sold out.
I didn't sell out, Tim. I was born this way. I can't choose the way I use my hands.
I think what you did is
These hands have a mind of their own. I've told you it a million times.
Well, what I realized was I started playing golf,
Mm-hmm.
and this golf teacher at this like class I was taking was like, "You're a lefty, but you should play golf righty."
Because those are the clubs I have.
Right, and that was the thing. And I realized
Hey,
like
it happened to
he
Jimi
talked
Hendrix.
to my parents, and like my parents got on board, and they're like, "Well, here's the thing: if you're left-handed, and you're and you play golf righty, then your leading arm is your strong arm, and that's actually a great advantage."
Right.
And it's like, well, if that's the case, why don't right-handed people play lefty? No, lefty clubs
There's
are more
a reason.
expensive.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it now. But back then I was like, if you're going to make me learn how to play golf,
Yeah.
like
at least let me do it my way.
yeah, and I'll suck either way. I'll suck slightly less lefty because like I know how to swing a baseball bat kind of.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're already batting lefty,
Yeah.
because it's not the same thing, but it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
You're standing kind of the same way. The thing you're using's one's skinny, one's big.
Yeah.
One you gotta do sideways, one you gotta look down.
Yeah.
It's the same. You can't. Nobody out there bats one way and golfs the other.
So anyway, the other thing was like, all right, I'm gonna like I went golfing like a little out of my element. I think with like all my uncles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept making freaking faux pas after faux pas.
Yeah, they're like, ooh,
Because,
you
like,
gotta wash your balls
On the green, remember, don't step on your fellow players' putting lines, the imaginary line that connects the ball to the hole. How am I supposed to know
fuck off
that
with the, yeah.
when we get to the green, if somebody's ball is there, I can't walk between that ball and the hole without getting yelled at by my uncle. If your ball is not furthest from the cup, mark your ball either with a plastic marker or a small, thin, dark coin such as an old penny. After you have marked your ball,
penny. Don't use a new penny.
place your putter down at a 90-degree angle with the heel touching your marker. Move the marker from the heel to the toe of your putter. Reverse the procedure to return the ball to its original position. No, I don't want to do that.
That's actually, you know what? I'll I'll put another point on why golf stinks. I guess it's kind of what you're saying. Is that all this shit's taken so seriously. And I 100% get if it's Tiger Woods against Jack Nicholson. Sure. You want to be... all these things matter. But for some dope who's like...
Some schlub.
Who's playing golf on the weekends. Guess what? Me walking on his putting line isn't going to screw up what he's going to do.
Hold the flag stick at arm's length so the flag doesn't flutter in the breeze, and make sure your shadow doesn't fall across the hole or line. Loosen the bottom of the flag stick so it doesn't stick when you try and remove it by pulling it straight up after the other player has putted. The flag stick should be removed right after the player has hit the ball. Shut up about what I should do with a flag stick.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And I feel like the shadow thing, like... Sure,
that makes sense.
That makes sense. But at the same time, I feel like that doesn't have to be a rule. If you're getting ready to putt, be like, hey, can you move your shadow? Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't realize.
Yeah. Instead of, Tim, what are you doing?
You've ruined everything. Don't you know any etiquette?
No, brother.
You ever play Frisbee golf?
Frolf?
Is that what it's called? Frolf?
No, I haven't. I think it is, yeah. But I haven't played it, but I'd like to. My brother, I think, plays a lot of it. It's very popular in Sweden.
Oh.
Yeah.
Frisbee golf to me just seems like throwing a Frisbee and then going and getting it.
Well, no, because you're supposed to throw it.
I know you're supposed to throw it at like a thing, but still. It feels weird to me.
I can't throw a Frisbee
I can throw a Frisbee.
Tom, if everybody like, I feel like you're like consciously cultivating this personality on the podcast, where like you expect everybody to believe that you're actually very good at everything.
Hey, I said I'm not good at golf.
When's the last time? How many years has it been since you threw a Frisbee?
I threw a Frisbee yesterday.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You threw it back to some kids?
No. I would take it and run. Free Frisbee.
Where did you throw a Frisbee yesterday? What circumstances?
I found one of my dog's Frisbees under the couch. And
No.
I threw it into where toys are, and I hit the target. Like
I'm
you
not
wouldn't believe.
talking inside Frisbee throwing, you
Inside
dummy.
Frisbee throwing,
And
some
your
of
dog
the
has
most
multiple Frisbees?
inside Frisbee throwing is well, and the ironic thing is she doesn't know the first thing to do with it.
Yeah.
Hence why it was under the couch.
When's
I think
the
she
last
hit
time
it.
you were outdoors Frisbeeing with...
Within the last year.
That's not true.
It is true, Tim. I go to the park all the time. I hang out with my friends.
With who?
My friends.
Who was the last time?
You wouldn't know them.
No, who was the last person you threw a Frisbee to?
Roger.
Yeah, see?
You know Roger.
No, I don't
No,
know.
yeah, he works at the Frisbee shop.
Oh, well, he works at the Frisbee shop. The
Tim,
story's adding up.
Do I have enough time to do one of my signature segments called Tom's Golf Goofs?
Hell yeah.
Tim, I'd just like to talk real quick about some golf goofs you can do.
I love this segment.
Because look, as you were just saying, golf's a very stuck-up sport. Everybody's got their panties in a bunch, their britches in a stitch. These are some things you can do to lighten the mood.
Oh, I like this.
First things first, Tim. Classic. Exploding golf balls.
Tom, both of us came in with probably very sparse notes because we know nothing about golf.
Yeah.
Exploding golf balls does appear on my list as well.
I remember as a kid, once again, like insisting. And I think it took like the third trip down to my grandparents. Like, look, when we go to Spencer's, they've got exploding golf balls.
Have you used them?
Yeah. But
what is it? Is it like a bag of powder?
No, it's a golf ball.
No,
but it's like hollow. It's like a very thin shell. And then inside it's filled with like powder.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. It's not a bag of powder.
No, but that's essentially what I meant. Like,
Yeah.
you think a leather shoe is a sock.
No,
I
it
think
was a sock.
Yeah.
You don't put shoes inside other shoes.
That's fine.
Once you put a shoe inside
I'm
something
not
as
saying
a
this
sock.
person was acting rationally, Tom. He was wearing leather socks, for Christ's sakes.
But I was very insistent on the exploding golf ball. And then I wasn't even there to like see it happen. And this was like, hey, why don't we go out and play golf, Grandpa? Like, let's go. And he's like, no, it's winter or whatever. And so I didn't get to see the exploding golf ball be used, but I heard later that my grandpa like hurt his shoulder on the exploding golf ball because like the weight's all wrong and everything, and the follow through and still pretty good golf goof.
Probably spooked him good.
Here's another good golf goof that I used to always do when I was a kid. You're on the golf course. What do? You yell 4.
Yeah.
All the time. Golf goof that people don't like, another faux pas.
People hate it because it means somebody's about to get hit by a golf ball.
Yeah. Why?
Which
Which
gives grandmothers cauliflower ears.
Yeah. Well, I guess in fairness, somebody had been hit by a golf ball. Well, why even yell 4? Why not yell just like, ah?
Or like, hey, watch out.
Look out.
Yeah.
Golf ball. Anyway.
You ever get a hole in one?
Playing like regular golf?
Yeah.
No, I've never gotten a hole in one.
I've been with someone who's gotten a hole in one.
Yeah.
On
right.
on a par 3. Yeah, my cousin. So there.
Yeah, my cousin.
You don't know
him. And my number one golf goof, Tim, is a tricky one, but arrange so that when somebody goes to get their golf ball out of the hole, once maybe they've gotten a hole in one, you get a hand in there to reach out and grab them back.
I feel like that's hard to execute.
Well, Tim, I didn't say it was easy. I didn't say, did I introduce this segment as Tom's easy golf goofs?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
So you got
I got a beginner, intermediate, and advanced golf goof.
Yeah. I'd like to get my hands on some exploding golf balls.
Tim, it'd be very easy. What were you going to use them for? What are you going to do? Let me, you know what? Maybe the exploding golf ball that I bought was subpar. No pun intended. But maybe it was.
What's your handicap? Mine is one leg shorter than the other.
I was going to say, Tim, it's insensitive. Exploding golf balls, upon close inspection, do not look like golf balls.
Right, you got to tee it up for somebody.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is another thing, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think we should go in the general golf business because I think we know what goes into a successful mini golf.
Right.
Putt-putt.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would ultimately be what tears apart.
The cash cow.
No, what tears apart our partnership.
Uh-huh.
I'd want to call it mini golf. You'd want to call it putt-putt.
Right.
Eventually.
It'd be Tim and Tom's mini putt-putt.
Yeah, and it would confuse them. The market would be confused.
Tim and Tom's putt mini golf putt.
Yeah, and nobody...
Putt mini golf putt. It's not bad.
Mini putt? But putt is already kind of mini.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll work on it. We'll workshop that.
Putt golf.
But the other thing is, both of us know that, like, neither of us will be happy until our exploding golf ball manufacturer really comes to us with a real crackerjack idea. And, like, sure, our exploding golf balls might be slightly more expensive than our competitors.
Uh-huh.
But guess what? You get quality. If you can actually fool somebody with that thing, and maybe it actually explodes. Maybe it's actually dangerous.
Yeah.
Maybe it actually has an explosive device.
Yeah, a little bit.
Powder.
Yeah.
Gunpowder.
Yeah, a little bit of black powder in there. Kabam!
Yeah. Scare the hell out of them.
Yeah. That might be a thing. There might be. I've seen some dangerous golf pranks.
Like what? Like,
I don't know. I feel like, you know what? When you go to the prank store, there's a lot more golf-themed stuff than anything else.
There is more golf-themed
things.
Yeah, golf-themed things, golf, just paraphernalia. Like,
we got to get in on this.
Yeah, I think we should start a golf company. Tim and Tom's General Golf.
Tim and Tom's putt your money where your mouth is.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Because people will be paying us.
Yeah. And then here's how we'll make extra money. We'll be like, oh, you pay per ball, but the first ball we give them is an exploding ball. And they'll come back and be like, that ball you gave me exploded. And we're like, hey, what? Get out of here. Look, you want to play golf, you got to buy another ball. But then that time we'll sell them a real ball.
And then when he loses it.
Well, even if they don't lose it, it's still just be. I mean, only half the business has to be a scam.
I don't know. I prefer 80, 90%. All right. I think we covered everything there is to know about
that's pretty
golf.
much that's it.
Tiger Woods too. He's
A philanthropist, a philanderer, a what? What is he?
he's a philanderer.
Yeah, I was right the second
A real
time.
philanderer. Yeah, all right.
If you like the show, you can go to tcgt.com to find out more. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide. You can follow us on Reddit, reddit.com/tcgte. If you want to support the show.
Reddit.com/r.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
It's
That's the
checking-
only thing I've ever used Reddit for.
Checking to make sure you're paying attention.
Thanks, Tom.
If you like the show, you can support us two ways. The easy way, tcgt.com/Amazon, where you can do all your Amazon shopping and we get a little bit of a cut. Doesn't cost you an extra damn cent.
Or the fun way, where you can go to tcgte.com/pledge. That's our Patreon. You can pledge to us and get a bunch of crazy, fun, free perks. Like every week, a free mini podcast called Amazing Facts. This week, we talk about amazing lucky duck facts.
Yeah, the luckiest ducks you ever
Amazing
heard.
stories of some lucky ducks, baby.
And you get live streams and Google Hangouts, all kinds of cool stuff. Check it out.
Follow us on Twitter at TCGTE. You can follow.
No, at Complete Guide.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at YourPalTim.
And you can follow me at Tom Reynolds.
Hey, we're going to London in September.
Yeah.
tcgte.com/tour.
Tour. Mm-hmm.
We're doing the London Podcast Fest. It's going to be great. A bunch of great podcasts are there. Check it
And
out.
us.
Especially us, Tom. We're doing Friday and Saturday night shows. I think that's the 23rd and 24th of September.
Gonna be a GD ball.
But we want this to sell out way in advance.
Yeah.
So if you're on the fence,
So we can buy her plane tickets.
yeah. So if you're gonna go, buy your dang tickets. Because also, we've sold a good amount of tickets.
Yeah, it's actually it'll sell out before the show's happen.
Yeah. So
Mark
get
my
your
words.
tickets now. That way you can get in early.
Yeah. Why not plan ahead
Yeah.
for once in your life?
Exactly.
Stop living moment to moment.
Did we do all the things? We did it in a weird order this week.
Yeah.
It's nice. Mix it up.
Yeah. You know what? That's what people like. They're like, you do all the plugs, like mix it up.
The most feedback we get, mostly fans of the plugs at the end.
A lot of people just fast forward all the way through to listen to the plugs.
Let me see.
You have anything else you'd like to say about golf, Tim?
This is
You ever do like a virtual golf?
no. Have you?
No. I'm not talking about what do you call it, Lucky Strike
No, the thing where like you
with the ball.
where you like actually hit a ball into like a screen,
Yeah.
and it's like a video screen.
I have done it. Why am I saying I haven't? I've done it. It's okay. It seems like
Let me guess. You're great at it.
No, I was gonna say like it seems like no matter what you do, it's just kind of random what the computer says.
It depends on how long ago you've done this. Because
I imagine it's gotten better.
right. Because I know in Massachusetts, they've recently opened up a place that is like super accurate and super great and a lot of fun. I'd like to bring
Do you
you
have
to
a business interest in this place?
Rod's the virtual golf on
No,
Route
no.
28.
No place good is called Rods. Yeah.
All right.
See you next week.